Hello students, welcome back to the second video of the chapter number 2 from Trade to Territory. Now today we are going to see on the topic East India Company begins trade in Bengal. The first English factory that was built means established in 1651, okay, on the bank of river Hooghly, that is the Bengal river. The first English factory in 1651 was established on the banks of river Hooghly. From here, different factories, okay, the factors which were there, company traders operated, okay, the company which had formed already, they had to start with the business. Warehouses they had to build so that they could bring the products in and they could store up. And there were other mediums as well, like offices to be built, so the people could do accounting work and all, okay, calculations and everything could be done. The factory had a warehouse, offices for the officers, and as trade expanded, company persuaded merchants and traders to come and settle. Okay, as it started flourishing, what they did, they asked the traders to come and settle nearby the factory. In 1671, company, okay, acquired the zamindari rights. They got rights over the 3 villages that were Sutanuti, Gobindpura and Kalikata. That is the Kolkata name, okay, then later it became Calcutta. So these are the villages where the company, okay, they had acquired the zamindari rights to collect tax, okay, zamindari rights is collecting taxes. Company persuaded Mughal Emperor Aurangzeb to issue farman. The company, when they started in, they had no cash balance, so they had persuaded King Aurangzeb, Nawab who was there that time ruling one, so they asked farman to be issued so that they could do free trade, okay, they could take goods from one place to the other. In order granting company the right to trade duty free. So this is how they persuaded king to get the permission and get the farman, and after getting farman, free trade they started doing. Now they had misused this farman in most of the cases. We will see that. However, these farmans were continuously misused by the company officials, okay, granted concessions only to company. The farman which was issued, that had only permission for the company to be used, but now the officials as well, they started misusing the farman. Now suppose if they liked something in the market, okay, they would go and just show the company farman to them and get the product in the name of the company, okay, but actually they are purchasing private, means they are taking privately the product and taking, but they are showing what? Company's farman. Company people only can have the company's name, only farman can be used, but they are using in the private trade as well, as you see. But company officials were using concessions for private trade and even refused to pay the taxes. They even refused to pay tax because they are telling that the farman has been given by Aurangzeb, Nawab Aurangzeb. Now, when Aurangzeb has given the permission for free trade, duty free trade, so they are not ready to pay tax, and misuse was happening of farman. Misuse how? They are using for the private trading as well. So there was a nil balance in the, you can say nil balance in the treasury. That's how this started happening too much. This misuses of farman was leading to enormous loss and of Bengal. This misuse of farman was leading to enormous loss revenue for Bengal. There is a question. Was the Nawab of Bengal, Murshid Quli Khan, happy with this? No. This is the pic of Murshid Quli Khan, and as you know that Murshid Quli Khan was not at all happy because the farman was given by Aurangzeb, and later on there were lots of king Nawabs who had taken, the successors who were there, they took their regional independency and they said that if you want to trade with the company, you need to pay the tax. If you are giving the tax, then only you can trade with us. they first of all they said, no, we will not allow the outsiders to trade with us because we are ruling in our part of land and you are not allowed. Secondly, if you are not paying tax, you are not allowed, and the farman will not be accepted. Whatever case it is, farman is not going to be accepted. So the question is, was the Nawab of Bengal, Murshid Quli Khan, happy with this? Obviously, he will not be happy, because here we are talking about his independence. He said no for this. Okay, totally he rejected. He is not happy. But still there were people who were giving the farman which was issued, okay, by Aurangzeb, and they were saying that we will try to continue. So East India Company in Bengal tried to rule over and misuse the farman. Conflict between company and Nawabs of Bengal, misuse of farman started happening. But situation changed after the death of Aurangzeb. After the death of Aurangzeb, you have the problem which started. Bengal Nawab deserted power autonomy independency. Okay, people wanted independency from the country. Okay, they didn't want it to be a part of where Aurangzeb was ruling. He had given farman and all. Now they wanted their independency. So they wanted to get separated. That's why Murshid Quli Khan became the Nawab. He was followed by, okay, after him, after Murshid Quli Khan, Ali Vardi Khan came in power, and then after Ali Vardi Khan we have Siraj-ud-Daulah, who became the Nawab of Bengal. So this all people strictly, they did not allow the British people to come and trade. If you want to trade, you will not use the farman which was given by Aurangzeb, and you have to do paying the tax, then only you can trade. Okay, firstly it was not allowed because it was their part of place. How trade led to battle? They refused to grant concessions. Now Murshid Quli Khan, Ali Vardi Khan and Siraj-ud-Daulah, these three members who were ruling after Aurangzeb, okay, the successors of Aurangzeb, they said that they will not grant concessions to the company conflict. That's why the company conflict intensified. When company conflict intensified, what happened? Company had another stand. What was their another stand? Demanding duties to be removed, fortification. They asked them to remove the fortification. When Aurangzeb was there, that time the fortification was done. The farman was given for free duty tax, without from one place to the other they could change. This all things were continuously happening. So they took their stand, they said, they demanded, okay, something. They said that fortification which you have already done, you have to remove that fortification. Once you remove the fortification, then only you will be allowed, okay, to do trade, but you have to pay the tax. So the company versus the Nawab of Bengal, they had clashes, they had no same idea to do the trade together. So that's why the Battle of Plassey took place. That's how the Battle of Plassey takes place. The Battle of Plassey. After the death of Ali Vardi Khan in 1756. Whose death? Ali Vardi Khan's death took place in 1756. Siraj-ud-Daulah became the Nawab of Bengal. See, okay, Ali Vardi Khan and Siraj-ud-Daulah. This is the pic of both of them. Due to this interference of company, Siraj-ud-Daulah was not happy with company. What happened further? Now let's see what had happened. Siraj-ud-Daulah was not at all happy with the situation, okay, because he already denied the Britishers to do the trade, and Britishers were not ready because they had the farman in their hand. So they were saying, no, we will use the farman and we will do our business here, trading business. So this both had clashes between them, and that's how the Battle of Plassey took place. Siraj-ud-Daulah asked the company, what he asked? Stop coming in his political affairs. Don't interfere in my political affairs. This is what he straightly said to the Britishers. Stop fortification. The walls which you have already made, you have to break it down. Okay, stop the fortification which you have already made, you have to break it down. Pay the revenues. Already whatever revenues were left, you have to pay back, and if you want to do trade, you have to pay the revenues as well. but the negotiations failed. Britishers and the company, okay, British company and the Sirajud-Daulah, when they had come to negotiate with Sirajud-Daulah, he is not ready to accept. He is not at all ready to accept whatever he said, whatever they are saying. They want fortification, they want, plus they want no revenues to be paid. So this all situations boiled up. When it is boiling up, what will happen? Obviously they are ready to fight. So Nawab marched with 30,000 soldiers. Now who Nawab? Sirajud-Daulah. He marched with his 30,000 soldiers to the English factory, that is Qasim Bazaar. Okay. There the company officials locked the warehouse, disarmed all Englishmen and blockaded English ships. Okay. They burned the English ships and they started breaking down the fortification which was done. So that's how the whole battle started. Then he marched to Calcutta to establish control over the company. Then they went to Calcutta to have control over the company by the company officials. They sent troops under the command of Robert Clive. This, when we are talking about company officials, we are talking about the East India Company, which was having their control in Bengal. So they sent troops under the command of Robert Clive. Finally, in 1757, under Robert Clive, the company's army fought against Sirajud-Daulah at Plassey. Sirajud-Daulah lost the battle. Why Sirajud-Daulah had to lose the battle? Why Sirajud-Daulah had to lose the battle? Because he had a person, Mir Jafar named, okay, he was the person who had betrayed Sirajud-Daulah, okay. Mir Jafar betrayed. He said, yes, I am along with you, and with the whole soldier, that is 30,000 soldiers were taken to the field, means the battleground, and from there half of the soldiers it took back. So you can say 30, half means 15 already went with him. So he was the main reason of defeat was the betrayal of Mir Jafar, and he was the commander in the army of Sirajud-Daulah. He betrayed by not participating in the battle. He did not participate in the battle, and he was lured. Okay, Clive had bribed, you can say, Mir Jafar, and he was being promised that you will be made the new Nawab of India. Okay, in place of Siraj, you will get the position. So this is how means the promise of making Nawab after the defeat of Sirajud-Daulah. This is what the promise was given, and the battle of Plassey, obviously the company had won. Events after the battle of Plassey. Sirajud-Daulah was assassinated and Mir Jafar was made the Nawab. What had happened? Sirajud-Daulah was assassinated and Mir Jafar came to the throne. Company was interested more in trade, not in taking over the administration. They wanted to just trade but not taking over the administration. So we'll meet in the next video, children. Till then, bye-bye.